So I'm guessing if you are here watching this video right now, you have probably already thought about the idea of getting a hand tattoo. Now, I will say, having my hand tattooed has been pretty awesome. But I am here today to tell you guys 12 reasons on why you shouldn't or might not want to get your hand tattooed. These are things that I have learned and kind of experienced with having my hand tattooed over the time I've already had it. And these are definitely things that you must consider and think about for yourself before you go ahead and make that jump and getting your hand tattooed as well. So the first reason why you might not want to go ahead and get your hand tattoo is it's in a painful area to get. Getting a hand tattoo is no joke and it's no easy session. It's gonna hurt and it's gonna hurt a lot. Now I'll go ahead and talk to a lot of people that have their hand tattoos. Majority of the time, I want to say almost 90% of the time, you're gonna hear somebody say that it is one of the most painful areas that they've had tattooed, and for many reasons. Obviously, it's in a very sensitive area, a lot of nerve endings in your hand. There's little skin, there's bone right there, so you're gonna feel a lot of sensation when going ahead and getting this done. Now looking back on it, for me in the hand, it doesn't even crack my top 5 most painful areas. But I will say it definitely did hurt, and it is definitely something you must consider when you go ahead and think about going ahead and blasting the hand. Now, the second reason why you might not want to go ahead and get your hand tattooed is because you are going to need constant touch-ups to go ahead and make it look how you kind of had hoped and make it look its best. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, when I got my hand tattoo after it was done healing for that first time, there were some certain areas in it that I just looked at it and said, this doesn't look exactly how I wish and hoped it to be. I got a touch up done, and then after that it started to look how I had hoped. But just know that you are definitely, and I almost guarantee this, you're gonna have to be back for at least one touch up to make it look how you would like and hoped. Maybe 2, maybe 3, depending on the style, the design, and all that you have going. But guarantee it, you're going to be back for at least once under that needle in that sensitive area to get it touched up to make it look how you had hoped. So at reason number 3 is some areas just do not hold ink well on the hand, no matter how many times you go ahead and touch it up. This outer part of the palm, I've done twice, and it just does not hold ink in that certain spot, no matter how many times we go ahead and pack it in. The knuckles start to hold it about after the second or third one, and also the inner part as well just doesn't seem to hold as well. So there are certain areas on the hand that you must be prepared for and think about when you go ahead and do the design, to know that this area might not hold ink well and it may not look how you expected once healed. At reason number 4, and this one's a big one for me and what I've realized a lot, and that is you have a high tendency to go ahead and scratch or cut your hand a lot by accident with a hand tattoo. Especially now, you have a chances of damaging it because you go ahead, you knock your hand against something, or you put your hand in something and you cut it, you scrape it. You are now a lot more constantly worried about your hand and your tattoo to begin with, because if it goes deep enough and you really got only a little bit of skin there, you can go ahead and damage the tattoo. So this is really something that you are worrying about a lot more now in terms of just everyday uses, especially with your hands always being something you use so much. It's always constantly on your mind, and it's always on my mind too. At reason number 5, and I feel like this is one that kind of evades a lot of people's minds and thoughts when they go ahead and get a hand tattoo, and that is your hand is one of the least protected body parts on the body. It's going to catch a lot of sun, it's going to catch a lot of beat down from those UV rays, and in that, it's going to probably fade out a lot quicker than any other area that you have tattooed. If I have tattoos under here, I have my clothing protecting it, or I'll maybe wear a long sleeve. But let's be realistic. If it's a hot sunny day, you're not going to go out and wear gloves to go ahead and protect your hand tattoo. That's just unrealistic. You're going to go outside and enjoy it, and with that, your hands are going to get beat down quite a bit. I'll use a couple examples to further kind of go with this, and that is, say you're driving, you got your hand on the wheel, that sun is just beating down on it, on that steering wheel, or maybe again, you have your hand chilling outside, out the window, and you're just driving, still getting beat down. All these little things that you don't really think about, where they're not being protected as much as say the other areas are, it's just going to cause more effect in the future to fading. So I think we are at reason number 6 now, and that is getting a hand tattoo can hinder your job opportunities in certain fields or professions. Certain jobs are now being more acceptable in terms of visible tattoos on the hand in areas like that. But there are still certain professions that do not accept it. Let's be real, guys, and really think about it. When's the last time you saw a doctor, lawyer, accountant, businessman? When's the last time you've seen any of these people have a hand tattoo? Now, I'm not saying there is none out there, but majority of the time, and think for yourself, when's the last time you've seen it? Big chance you probably haven't seen it in a long time, or if ever. Now I want you guys to do me 2 favors, and the first one is go ahead in the comment section and let me know, what do you guys think of my hand tattoo? How do you like it? How do you like how it goes right down to the knuckles? How do you think it goes with the arm? But also, more importantly, go ahead and like the video, subscribe, so you can be here for my whole journey towards getting that full bodysuit. I'm telling you guys, this is a bodysuit you definitely want to follow along with. I released the back tattoo. I'm going to release the next video to it very soon. I'm also going to release my foot tattoo in the near future after that. I got a couple other areas and maybe this area. I'm also going to get my hand done near the end of the year. So lots of tattoos to come, and you definitely want to be a part of it and be here for it and see me get it done. So the next reason is you will be judged instantly by others. People love to judge others on anything that they can grab from it. If you look different than somebody else, for majority of people, you are going to be judged, and I guarantee you, because this is in a very visible area, people are going to see it and judge you on it. Maybe people are going to think you're a criminal, maybe you're a thuggish, maybe you live a different lifestyle, maybe you're a bad decision maker, you don't make the best life choices. People are going to treat you differently, and they're going to look at you differently for having this hand tattoo, whether you know it or not. Now, personally, I will say that I haven't had anybody treat me differently that I know of because of my hand tattoo. But I will say that I do feel a lot more eyes on me because of my hand, especially when it's the only visible tattoo. People just gravitate their eyes, just look towards it, and you can feel some type of judgment from them in some way. Now, I might have lost count, but I think we are on number 8 right now. You are going to be seeing your hand hundreds of times a day. So really make sure what you go ahead and want to put on your hand is something that you have thought about wisely before getting it done. Go ahead and pick whatever you have up beside you. Go ahead and type anything on the computer. Go ahead and shake somebody's hand. Give somebody a high five. Your hands are always going to be in constant use, and they're always going to be in the front of you, being used and being seen. So you really got to make sure it is something that you love to see before you go ahead and put it on you. So think wisely, because if you don't like it and you put it on you and you start seeing and you're like, oh, I really don't like this, guess what? You're going to be seeing that tattoo a lot longer unless you do something like cover it up or go ahead and get laser. So really think closely about what you want to get, because you are going to be seeing it a lot. So at reason number 9 to why you might not want to go ahead and get your hand tattooed is because your hands are never going to look their best. Now, what do I mean by this? It's a couple of reasons. First is your hands are always going to be cracked, dried, whether it's from the weather or overusing them in some way. They're just going to look dried out. And if you have skin that doesn't look well replenished, it looks dried, your tattoo isn't going to look its best either. Or in some other cases, with washing our hands because of COVID nowadays and all that, it tends to dry the skin out as well. Also, your hands tend to get dirty a lot depending on the job that you do. So your hands are always going to look kind of dirty, cracked, dried in some way. And that tattoo isn't going to look as good as well. So at reason number 10 is you are going to become a lot more paranoid in everything that you do. Like I said, having your hand on the wheel, having the sun beat down on it, have it hanging out the window. You're worried about that. You're paranoid about the sun kind of possibly destroying it in some way. Or when I'm working on my car, shoving my hand in the engine bay to go and grab something that fell, I'm very paranoid about maybe scratching it and going overboard and maybe cutting it. So I'm just always overthinking now and always a little bit more paranoid than I would have been if I didn't have anything on my hands. So at number 11, we have the hand takes a lot longer to heal than other areas of the body. The hand takes so much longer, I realized, than most other areas. With most other areas taking about 2 weeks, the hand takes about a month to maybe a month and a half in certain areas. Now, if you are somebody that doesn't care about aftercare too much and you kind of just go with it, then this isn't for you and something that you got to care about. But if you are somebody out there that does take pride in your tattoos, you spent a lot of money and you want to make sure that that end product is the best that it can possibly be, you are going to be taking aftercare pretty seriously, because you can lead to infection if you don't, or it can ruin the tattoo if you bang it up in some way. So there's a lot more time now that you have to worry about the healing of this tattoo than you would to say a regular tattoo in that 2-week span. So it's something that you just got to watch out for and be prepared for. So for reason number 12 on why you might not want to get your hand tattooed is because you're probably going to get your other hand tattooed as well. Now, when you look at me, you probably look at this and you think, wow, that one looks good and this one looks blank. I honestly feel like this one is more noticeable now than this one. This one just seems like it's supposed to be there. It flows nicely. This one just looks blank. It looks empty, and it looks like something needs to be there. Now, the people that I have talked to and seen that have a hand tattoo, they usually have the other hand tattoo done. Or if I've talked to them, if they have one, usually they're telling me that they're thinking about getting that other one done as well. So just know, if you get a hand tattoo, more than likely that other hand is going to follow not too long after. Now I want you guys to do me one more favor, and that is go ahead in the comments section. I know I always ask you guys to do this for me, but I love hearing your opinions, and that is of any other things that you see from having a hand tattoo that you might want to mention to somebody that is thinking about getting it done. Maybe I missed one or two things, and I would love to hear your opinions, your thoughts, and your viewpoints on this topic. Also, yeah, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss all my crazy tattoos that I have coming for you. Finally, go ahead and check out this video. You can see my hand tattoo come to be. This video in terms of the pain and the overall rating of the pain of the hand. And then finally, I just want to say thank you for giving me your time. I always appreciate it. I will see you soon. Like always, Justin out. Later, guys.